Yes, people, how are we doing? So here we are, and we're dropping in on My Fitness Pal lesson. So most of you should have had your nutrition plans by now, and also you should have downloaded the app and activated your account, okay? So always remember there's a very specific format to the way I'm doing things. There's a reason why all my clients get results, and it's because they do things this way, okay? So don't start running ahead and trying to do everything yourself. Just watch each video. There's no need to be messaging any questions yet unless you haven't managed to get into the app or anything else like that. Everything else is going to become clear, okay? So once we're into the app, which is my PT Hub with the little LF logo here, bottom right, I'm just going to show you guys really quickly so you know where to find it. Within the files section, which on mine is bottom, in the bottom, one in, you will have, obviously I can see all mine in there, but you will have your nutrition plan. So Adele Ward, you can see yours at the top. Alex Shepherd, you can see yours. These are downloadable PDFs. Now, one of the first things that people do is they say they can't access it. Your recipe books are going to be in here. Your home training guides are going to be here. Everything's going to be in here, okay? Don't worry about anything else on My PT Hub app for now, okay? So when you click on your PDF like that, this is when people are saying, I can't get into it, I can't download it, it's not working, okay? 3 dots, type top right-hand corner next to your name, and you simply download the nutrition plan, okay? The nutrition plan, you can save it. It will have your macros, your calories, your percentages. It explains about proteins, carbs, and fats. It explains about micronutrients. It gives you some meal ideas. These are just ideas, remember, they're just a guide. It explains about hydration. It explains about alcohol. It explains about cheat meals to start with. You've got a discount code to get the only supplements that I recommend from My Protein. I'm not paid by them. They are just the cheapest by far, and I'm pretty sure they're all made in the same place. You also have your legal disclaimer as well. So that's all you need to pay any attention to for now. Okay, so once we've got our nutrition plan, we're going to then close down the PT Hub app, and we're going to focus on My Fitness Pal, which is the blue one with the man and the Under Armour sign in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, so the first feature is you can update your stats on here, but don't, okay? You're going to do that on PT Hub. You only single thing we are using My Fitness Pal for is to track our food, okay? The reason why I use this rather than my own app is because I could never afford an app this good, okay? So the difference with My PT Hub for tracking food is you can only do it on the day, and once you've saved it, it's gone, okay? With My Fitness Pal, the one downside is it's user generated, so you can get some dodgy foods on there sometimes, but all my recipes are on there, and also you can plan 7 days in advance. You can see back months and months and months, so we can get a very good analysis of your food, okay? Now, one thing you guys need to know, and I will be posting up the promise to sign later on this week, is you simply have to track your food every day, okay? If you don't, you're just winging it, and it's like not knowing what's going in and out of your bank account, not knowing what bills you've got, and not knowing how much income you've got each month, and then going to your accountant because you skin and you don't know what's going on, and him saying, well, let's have a look at your bank statements, and you say, well, I haven't really got any, and I don't actually know how much I earn, and I've got no idea how much I spent. All I know is that I'm screwed. Okay, you wouldn't do it, would you? treat this exactly the same. It is the same. And remember that, okay? It's just energy balance. It's like the balance of anything else, because this is what's going to get you to allow the food you love. So straight away, you'll see a really nice feature from the home page. And yes, I have a halo sat on my bald head. You can see that I have logged in for 833 days on the trot. Now, the login is great because you can also see from the homepage. Again, don't ask me to friend request you, but if you want to add me as a friend, you can see there's my profile there, Lee Freeman Fit, and you can also see that I've got the premium account, which I'll come on to, but you don't need to get premium, okay? I've made it so you don't need it. That said, it's a great feature and it's 30 quid a year. So it's like 3 quid a month or something. So you can get it if you want. But overall, I want you to ignore everything on Fitness Pal, okay? We're only using it for tracking food. Now, for that, we are going to come into the nutrition button. So here, down at the bottom, and we're going to click below challenges. We're going to click on nutrition. Sorry, no, we're not. We're going to click on goals, okay? And then within goals, we will have the option under nutrition goals to set your calorie, carbs, protein, and fat goals. So all you're going to do from here is you're going to go back into that nutrition document on PT Hub, and you're going to change these, they move up or down, to the amount of calories. So if you're on 300 grams of carbs, we'd change it to 300. If you were on 200 grams of protein, we'd change it to 200. Just messing around for the sake of this video. And if you were on 70 grams of fat, we'd change it to that, okay? Now, that's if you've got premium. This is what my PT Hub, my Fitness Pal will try and trick you into, okay? That grams option here will be locked. So use the percentages, okay? Now that's why I've worked out the percentages for you. So you put your calories in first. So you're going to put how many calories you're in here. And then once you, obviously you have slightly less fluctuation, but once it's in, we're into percentages, we can change it to 30% protein, 40% carb, 30% fat, which is where most of you are, and it will work these numbers of grams out precisely to the calories. Now, just make sure you save it. And there we go. Perfect. It's done. Now, what we need to remember is that proteins, carbs, and fats are always linear to calories, okay? Hardly anybody knows this. So you don't actually really need to worry about calories because they will always calculate yourself. So I want you to remember this. So get a pen out and write it down. 1 gram of carbs equals 4 calories. 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories, okay? So this is why fats have got the bad name. It's nothing to do with the content, okay, in the majority of cases. It's purely the fact that 10 grams of fat is 90 calories, whereas 10 grams of protein is 40 calories, okay? It's over double. But the point for explaining it during this part is as long as you're, you know, however many grams of protein, carbs, and fats you're on, it will always be times 4 times 4 times 9 will equal the overall calories, okay? So it will always be linear. If carbs and protein and fats go up, so will calories, vice versa if they come down. So we've set our goals. That's all we need to worry about for now. Just go through that really quickly again. You're going to click on goals. You're going to click on calorie, carbs, protein, and fats. It's the first one in nutrition goals section, and we're going to set them in there. But if you want, when you're setting them, obviously you just click on that. You can change your calories to anything you want. So you might change it to 2,800. And as long as you put the calories in and you've got it on whatever I've prescribed you, so 30%, 40%, 30%, and click save, it will auto calculate everything and save it. Okay. Don't need to do anything else. Don't worry. You can put your weight in, you can put your date of birth in, all that's great too. But don't massively worry about it. Okay. One big thing to take home, and I want you to mention this in the comments that you've heard it, because you can go massively wrong if you don't. Make sure you haven't got exercise or steps turned on. Okay, so you can see the exercise at the bottom here. I've put 0 workouts, 0 minutes, and you can even adjust my calorie goal off. Okay, now what happens if you don't is MyFitnessPal has got this crazy thing where it decides to credit or calculate people with calories for the amount of exercise they've done. So if you have done an hour's exercise, it might add an extra 400 calories onto your total. So it's basically adding on whatever you've burned as credits. Okay. No idea why. It's a completely different way of working, and it's not effective at all. So just don't do it. Just make sure you can see steps here, make sure steps are off, and make sure, don't track steps. Okay, the bottom feature. If you've got your Apple Watch, your device, or your iPhone on, it will add them and it will calculate calories, and you'll be completely confused. So just don't do it. So what's the next thing that we need to know? Okay, all we need to know is how to plan a day's food. Now, just quickly before we do that, if you go into settings, which are down at the bottom, one thing you will see is diary settings, and then, no, we won't, do you know what? I do this every time. So they've changed it. They change things the day that I go on to do a live video. So now I'm going to have to find it. So I'm sure it was in settings. So in settings, it must just be maybe on the desktop version now. Oh no, here we are. Okay, so it is there in diary settings. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. We've got customized meal names, okay? So you can see mine are post cardio, meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4, meal 5, and I've actually got the times that I eat them, because where possible, we want to space our meals out around about 3 to 4 hours in between them. It keeps our blood sugar levels really nice and steady, stops us getting hungry, and is a great habit to get into, rather than having, a tenth of your calories in the morning and then a massive meal. That's not a good way to go. So try and space it out easily. So what we're going to go through here is how to create a day. Now, you can see from what I've had today, I've just had some Black Forest oats, some semi-skimmed milk, some Quaker oats, and some protein for breakfast. And then for the meal 2, I had Lurpak butter with a jacket potato, chicken, and steamed fresh veg. Now, if you've used MyFitnessPal before, you'll realize, so we're going to go on to a new day. We're going to go on to tomorrow. So it's always best to plan food in advance where possible, and you will see that your calories at the top, you've always got your full amount of calories at the start of the day because you've not put any food in, okay? Now, the more you get used to using MyFitnessPal, everything you ever eat will just be stored in there, okay? So it might seem a little bit time consuming searching for things to start with, but once they're done, they're done. And after a couple of weeks, it will become very, very easy. It will become like second nature. And trust me, it will be the best habit you get into. I would never, ever go a day now without tracking my food. It's as routine to me as putting my shoes on when I walk outside the house. And I don't ever forget that either. So add food, okay? So you can see on mine that all the foods come up straight away. Everything that I've ever had for breakfast in the past, including meatballs. So every food in the world is on there, okay? All we need to do is search for it, which is in that search food at the top. So again, for the process of today, there's a really nice feature. So let's say I actually had 45 grams of protein. I would just click on here and change the amount to 40. So it can work specifically. It could be 42 grams of protein, 45 grams of protein, 60 grams of protein, and it'll always tell me how much protein is in the protein powder, how much fat, how much carbs, and how many calories. It's then this tick in the top right-hand corner to input that into the day. So I'm then going to just show you really quickly. I'm going to put my oats in as well. And again, it shows you what's in that food. Now, a really nice feature is when you've paired foods together before, it will bring them up here as an option at the bottom. So I can just put my oats and my almond milk, which I have almost every day for breakfast, tick that, and it's in. That's what I have every day for breakfast, almost certainly, unless I'm traveling and I'm in a hotel. So yeah, very, very easy. Again, you can save that meal. So you can save as a meal, and you've got it to, if you just press the 3 dots next to add food, you can save that as a meal. You can copy it to another date, so you can just copy food over, and you can also quick add calories. So I'm just going to go through it really quickly. So again, add food. What did I have today? These are already in there. You can search for anything at all in that search food thing at the top. Always put the brand in. So you'll see that's Tesco's. And again, I'm going to pair that with my rice. I'm going to pair that with my vegetables. I'm going to say I'd treated myself to a little packet of mini cheddars afterwards. Again, you can see there in the amount, so mini cheddars has gone on twice. I didn't have 2 packets, so I'm just going to tap on it, go into mini cheddars and change that to 1 bag. Okay, just the education alone that this is going to give you, okay, when you start going, oh my God, so 1 tiny bag of mini cheddars is slightly less than 150 grams of chicken and some vegetables, okay? All of a sudden, you're going to start realizing why those of you who are quite overweight and are throwing around comments like, I can never understand why I'm overweight because I barely eat anything, are actually consuming way more calories than you thought, okay? So you can see at the top, 1,390 of my calories have gone, and the remaining figure in the green, I've got 1,410 left, okay? That's up here at the top. So I'm just going to quickly add another meal in to get us close. I'm going to say I had beef burgers, lean minced beef, and I had a jacket potato with this one, and I had some more vegetables, and I had my vegetables and some more vegetables. So, you know, becomes very easy, especially if you're the type of person that eats very similar things. Then I had turkey meatballs, so turkey mince. Okay, what you do need to remember is that they won't just come up. So if I wanted to search for, let's say I had Tesco sweet potato wedges. Okay, click search and all those things will come up there, okay? So where possible, Tesco, even if you went down the route of something far more specific, so Tesco Cajun spiced sweet potato wedges, again, it'll come up with Tesco Cajun spiced sweet potato wedges. Now, where possible, if you see this one here, has got a green tick next to it. That means it's been verified by MyFitnessPal and it's 100% correct. So where possible, it is best to use them. Also, another feature that I'm just going to show you about quickly is when we click add food, next to search for food at the top there, you will see that small barcode scanner. Click on that scanner, scan your food. Hello, there we are. Scan it over the barcode and it will go straight into MyFitnessPal. I haven't got anything in here apart from bottled water, so I can't show you. So that's inputting food. Trust me on this, just get used to it. Practice, 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 practice. A lot of you are going to get overwhelmed to start with, and you're going to be saying things like, oh, I just can't figure it out, and I can't use MyFitnessPal, and it's too hard. And I swear to God, if anyone says to me about MyFitnessPal, I'm just not very good with technology. And I don't care how old you are either. That's not an excuse. I'm going to virtually slap you, okay? Because you can ask for help. You can watch this video. You might need to watch it 3 or 4 times, but trust me, if you are good enough to use Facebook, then you are good enough to use MyFitnessPal. The only difference is you practice at Facebook longer because it was more important to you, okay? If you can use an iPhone, you can use MyFitnessPal. It is 50 times easier than using a phone, than using Snapchat, than using Instagram, than using Facebook. It's got far less features, okay? You just haven't done it for long enough. Go back to when you first got Facebook. You probably struggled for the first couple of weeks, and now it's just become second nature and you do it without thinking about it, okay? MyFitnessPal is the same, okay? Don't give up. Keep working at it, but understand it will take a little bit of time to get used to. You're not just going to watch this and be the world's leading authority in FitnessPal in the next 24 hours. And if you're not, you're going to give up because you're no good with technology. That is BS, okay? You have to practice. So we will then say you don't need to add water. You don't need to add any of those other things. So what I'm going to show you quickly now, once you scroll to the bottom, is we have this nutrition blocks on the left hand side. We click that, okay? So this would be a very common thing. All I want you to worry about on this page is protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Ignore everything else, okay? So if you go through then, you can see, and this will almost be certainly what will happen on all of yours. I've got I'm allowed 281 grams of protein per day. I've had 175 and I've got 106 left. Carbohydrates, I'm allowed 210. I've already had 219, so I'm 9 grams of carbohydrates over. So I certainly can't have any more carbs at all. Fats, I'm allowed 93 and I've had 55, so I've got 38 left. Now, a big thing that people will also say is you'll come to this point and you'll be like, why do I see these crazy pie charts, okay? Look at the 3 tabs at the top. Macros shows you that, completely useless. Calories shows you that, completely useless. 9 times out of 10, it auto resets to one of them for some reason. So always make sure it's on nutrients so we can see it in text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to get rid of that rice because I'm already way over on carbohydrates. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you here is I'm going to show you how to add one of my recipes without putting any of the ingredients in. So when we search, all we need to put is the letters ACA, which stands for Advanced Coaching Academy, then the recipe name, turkey chili, or you can scan the barcodes on the recipes and it will come straight up, okay? So there is one portion of my turkey chili, the top one. If it says ACA, it's my recipe, okay? You can see what's in it. You're going to click the green tick. It goes straight in and all you have to do is cook it and eat your portion. How good is that? So you can now see my protein. I've got 83 protein left. I've got 22 carbs left and I've got 51 fat left. Okay, so for me personally, I love peanut butter. So I'm going to put some crunchy almond butter in. Again, I just found that easily searched look because I know it's high in fat and high in protein and I've got some of them left. Okay, and I can see now I've got 498 calories left, so I can click on my nutrition at the bottom again. Okay, I've got 73 grams of protein, 19 grams of carbs, so I don't really want any more carbs and my fats are quite low, but I really need to get my protein up. So, you know, what am I going to do this? Well, I could double my turkey mince for a start because I can see from these numbers that it's very low carb, very low fat and very high protein. So I'm going to have a super big portion of that, 250 gram burgers, and see where that leaves me. So now I can see at the top, I've got 327 calories left. I've got 35 grams of protein, 19 grams of carbs, and 18 grams of fat. So generally, those carbs and those fats are not bad, really. They're probably as close as, you know, a kind of is acceptable. But I'm going to have some phage. I'm going to have a phage 0% total Greek yogurt with my almond butter. Whip that in. It's absolutely delicious. I know it's high protein, moderately low carb, and it's not got any fats in it. So I can see I'm getting really close now. I'm within 230 calories of my target. I can go back onto this page, 17 grams of protein left, 12 grams of fat left, carbs left, and 18 grams of fat. So good way to get my extra fat in. I'm just going to have a little bit more naughty butter with my baked potato. And do you know what? I'm going to treat myself with my baked potato. I am going to have some cheese, and I'm going to have some grated red Leicester, and see how that puts my day. So there we can see we've gone into red now, okay? We've gone 29 calories over. So I'm going to go back down to the bottom, going to look at my nutrition, okay? So it's still not bad. It's just because the fats have gone over a little bit because my cheese is too high. So I'm going to bring my cheese down to 30 grams by changing it to 0.3 portions of 100. And there we go. I'm within 57 calories. I could get really perfectionist if I wanted to, and some of you will, but I don't have to. So I could actually, if you see there now, my fat's within 1 grams. I could go searching for 10 grams of protein, 10 grams of carbs. Because I'm experienced, I could do it quite easily. So I know that my protein powder at breakfast is all protein. So I'm going to have another 20 grams of that. That's taken me over a bit. Down to the bottom, check again. So I don't need 20 grams, I need 10. So I'm going to take it back down to 50. So if you see the messing around that it's taking to get this right to start with, this is why if you wing your day together, you will come unstuck pretty fast, okay? Plan it in advance. So there we go, look, protein is within 2 grams, fats within 0 grams, and carbohydrates, I could play around a little bit. It's not really necessary to do this, but I could give myself another 10 grams of oats. Okay, it's taken me over on that, so I could give myself another 5 grams of oats. And it's within 2, okay? There we see it. That's as close as you are ever going to get it, okay? Within 10, as long as calories are under, is completely acceptable. And I come out of there, and there you go. That's my day sorted. To start with, while you're getting used to it, do this the night before and then stick to your meals. Maybe do it 2 to 3 days in advance and then stick to your meals. But the more you do it, the better you will get, and you will start to be able to eat intuitively and be able to know that I can actually have those 3 meals kind of ad lib, and then I know how to make my last meal up to get it all to balance. But it takes time, it takes practice. Watch this video as many times as you need to. Ask for help if you need it. For MyFitnessPal help, just post in the Facebook group. We'll be way faster than PT Hub. Loads of experts in there, and everyone will help you do it. But rest assured, if you take one thing away from this video, is that you're not just going to sign in now and be an expert at it, okay? Think of it as you've just gone to the Apple shop, you had a Nokia 6010, who used to play Snake, and you've just got your first iPhone, okay? What's it like for the first week? You can't even send a text message, okay? You feel like a complete idiot. This might be the same to start with, but how quickly did you learn to use an iPhone? Why did you learn to use an iPhone so quickly? Because it was important to you and you used it every single day, okay? MyFitnessPal's the same. That's all for today. Massive love, and I will see you all real soon. Take care, guys.